First off, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Bukhar Kodash, that belongs to the apostles and elders of GMS that teach us this word, and Shalom unto the hopeful elect upon the four corners of this earth that's trying to make it up out of here. So, the lesson that I wanted to talk about today was going to be about obeying this law that we have to obey in this world for the time being, because we're not in our kingdom to have the laws set up that we would like to be set up. But for the laws that are over us right now that aren't going against the scriptures, or aren't making you, if you're not taking this chip or anything along those lines, then obey this law, because we're in the position that we're in right now to where we can't just cause anarchy and just not obey this law because we don't want to, because we're in this truth. The Most High tells us to obey this law while we have to. The Most High set up the people that are over us right now to give us this law, because just because we aren't in our we're at a lower state right now, and there are people over us, so we have to follow the law that they have set up, because if we don't, we can end up dead. Look how the people in the world, Jake in the world carry themselves. They don't follow this law, and then they end up shot or they end up dead in some way because they aren't following this law. This law from the so-called white man that's set up right now. We are in our position to just not follow these laws that are set up, so we got to play our part in the society at the moment until the Most High is ready to make that switch, make that flip to where this law won't matter. But for right now, we gotta listen to it. 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 13 says, "Submit yourselves to every ordinance of man for the Lord Yahweh's sake, whether it be to the king as supreme, or unto governors as unto them that are sent by him for the punishment of evildoers, and for the praise of them that do well. For so is the will of the Most High, that with well doing ye may put to silence the ignorance of foolish men." So it's saying right there, just submit yourselves to these higher powers that are over us at the moment, because we can't do anything about it. We're not in a position to where we can be in that higher spot. There are people over us. We're still in slavery at the end of the day, and we have to listen. But that doesn't mean when this chip comes out, that's going to change, and we won't have to follow this law how we have to right now. But we're still in slavery. We still have to go to work. We still have to pay debts. We still have to walk around and abide by this law. And most laws are just to keep this society sane in the first place. Just like there's laws in the Bible, and we follow those. If this law isn't making you do wickedness, then just follow it for the time being. We can't just go up to a random Edomite and knock them out right now. It's not the time for that right now. Just be upstanding citizens and carry yourself accordingly. Play your part. You gotta be like Clark Kent. For now, you gotta have your work apparel on. You gotta fit in with society. You gotta follow those laws. You gotta play your part. But in reality, we're all men of the Lord, and you gotta just play that part that you have to play until it's ready, until we're in the position where we can reveal our suits. We can reveal that we are Superman. We're not in the position to break our Clark Kent character yet. It says, "As free and not using your liberty for a cloak of of maliciousness, but as the servants of the Most High. So it's saying right there that don't use the fact that you know this isn't our just because this isn't where we're supposed to be at, just because this isn't the kingdom, doesn't mean that you're supposed to be malicious and just wreak havoc yet. No, because we're not there yet. Just because we're in this truth and we need to get up out of here soon, doesn't mean that you should take the liberty of being an Israelite, being a man of the Lord, and to cause havoc, because then you're putting a bad name on all of us, and then the police going to be cracking down on us, and it's going to make things worse. So for now, while you have to, just listen, abide by these laws. They aren't harming you. Just abide by these laws while you have to. I'll get Romans chapter 13, verse 1. It says, let every soul be subject unto the higher powers. You got to follow order. That's what these laws are in place for, to keep order, to keep society in order. It says, for there is no power but of the Most High. The powers that be are ordained of the Most High. So the Most High made these powers for us. He made these people come up with these laws. He ordained these people to be in power. So therefore we're supposed to be listening to it at the moment until the Most High makes that change. But at the moment we're supposed to keep order. We're supposed to stay in our place while we have to. It isn't time to revolt yet. It says, whosoever therefore resisted the power resisted the ordinance of the Most High, and they that resist shall receive themselves to damnation. So by damnation, it means you're going to be putting yourself through a whole bunch of mess that you didn't have to be in the first place. You get sent to jail. You can end up dying because you're not following these laws that aren't harming you. And so, Slakia. Here, I'll read verse 3. It says, for rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. So these powers are evil, so we should be listening to them so that they don't have a reason to do anything bad to us. If we're following what we're supposed to be doing under the so-called white man right now, we don't have any reason for anything for us to get cracked down on. If these laws ain't making us do wickedness, then just follow them for now until it's time for us to overthrow all this, until it's time for all this to get flipped on its side. It's not time for that yet. So we gotta play our part. It says, Salakia. Nah, yeah, I'm gonna leave that at verse 3, but the Most High set these laws up, and even though the so-called white man has things in a position where they shouldn't be, he still has laws that are able to be followed. So at the moment, we should be following those. We should be keeping things in order. We should be, because the fact that we can go out on the highways in general is because we have our freedom of speech. So we can exercise that, or we're supposed to be able to exercise that. But it just takes one Israelite, one person with their garments on, to do something crazy on the highways, to not follow, to go out of order, and then all of us, we won't be able to go out on the highways no more. The police gonna see us, and they gonna stop us right in our tracks. And they do it anyway, but it's going to be on a much higher scale because we won't have that freedom of speech anymore, because we're going to have that stigma on us. When I can't remember exactly what the situation was. I remember there's some Israelites on on CNN on world. I'm not sure if it was world news. I know it was on U.S. news though, and there was they were on like I believe it was a college campus. It was a whole bunch of Edomites surrounding them though. It was a huge case, and it was all over. And that brings a bad energy on us. So you can't just go against these laws while we're in the position we are, because that's bringing us at a much bigger disadvantage than we're already at. The police at any time could just, for whatever reason, just come and shoot us. So you gotta follow these laws while you can. Don't act out out of anger or spite at the moment. You gotta hold that in. You gotta wait, because you will have a chance to act out and express that anger and express that hatred and frustration. But you gotta wait. That time will come. If you try to take it upon yourself to act out, to try to act on your frustration and anger before the Most High, before the Most High ordains it to be that time, then you're stepping out of order in the Most High's eyes. You're stepping out of order directly to the Most High, because the Most High told you to wait until He said it was time, until He shows that it's time, until these prophecies come true. But if you try to do it early, knowing what the Most High said, knowing what the Most High knowing the prophecy He gave us, then you're stepping out of line. You're stepping out of your place in order. So keep order and just keep these laws while you have to. Don't make things hard for yourself in this society when things are already hard for yourself. Don't make it even harder. So with that being said, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Bukhar Kodash, and Shalom.